What does it mean to be productive? I had a very important weekend recently, and so I cleared out my schedule for it. And something you need to know about me is that I'm the type of person who needs to stay productive as constantly as possible. And during that clear weekend, it ended up being, well, very clear. I didn't do much of anything else that weekend. And it wasn't as relaxing as you might imagine something like that to sound. I actually spent quite a bit of it being a little anxious that I wasn't moving forward. I was letting valuable time slip through, unutilized, unrealized. I was not being productive. After some of the guilt and disappointment faded a bit, I began to ask myself, what does it mean to be productive? Maybe if I could answer that for myself, I could always make sure I was doing it. Or maybe if I could answer it, maybe I could even articulate why I was so worried about being productive. Something you should know about me is that I have a little bit of regret of maybe losing a few years of my life, in my younger years, all the way back to my childhood maybe. Basically, I was really shy. And the reality is I still very much am, but I think my fear of the ticking clock of time outweighs it so much that I push aside this shyness. The point is, I'm constantly trying to catch up on that time that I feel I lost for so much of my life from the simple fact that I was too embarrassed to do the things I wanted to do. For example, recently I started learning ice skating with the goal of seeing how far I could get within 1 year. I'm not particularly passionate about ice skating itself, but I am passionate about catching up on the things I missed out on. And yeah, as a guy of my generation, it felt embarrassing then to do ice skating. It's just the reality of how American life was in the past. A very recent past, and maybe still in some parts. And I think that's one part of what I might think it means to be productive, to catch up on the missing time as less and less of it is available for me. But it certainly isn't the only way I feel it means to be productive. I think the bigger one that I kind of focus the most on is trying to give my life some meaning. The 6-year-old me had like 3 life goals, and the third one was to become a movie star. And I've certainly tried, but I haven't tried nearly enough, of course. And when I try to keep myself productive, often is in some way in service of that goal. And when I thought about it, I started asking myself, well, why do I worry about not achieving it instead of looking forward to achieving that life goal? And that led me to think that maybe my life goal is a way to give my life some lasting meaning. That if I were able to make my life successful in the way I've defined it as successful, then it would live forever. If I were able to achieve this goal of being a movie star and that making me happy, then my life wouldn't be wasted. If I were to achieve this goal of being a famous movie star, then my life would live on, beyond my life. The thing is, we don't have agency over our lives once it's over. But maybe while I'm here, maybe if I'm able to craft this larger-than-life celebrity while I'm here, then in a way I do have agency now over that impending future. I'm not sure, but I think that might be called a legacy. If I could make me into a movie star, the idea is that that star could last forever. Agency beyond life itself. And a small aside, I don't have a family of my own yet, but from watching my friends finding a life partner and creating a family, I do see a sense of how they are in a way achieving the same goal of agency beyond life. When you have a kid, it's almost like you're cloning yourself, but also combining yourself with the person you want most to be with. Like some kind of like improved clone of yourself that carries on. But what do you think? What does it mean to be productive? Do I have to be? Do you try to stay productive, not out of fear, but out of love instead? Would love to hear a civil discussion in the comments. I'm very open to being shown a better way of thinking. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.